What's going on, everybody? Sega Man back here with another game collection video, and this time it's going to be Sega Genesis, and these are random games that I have here in my Sega Genesis collection, and we're going to go look at a couple, and then I have some in the back also that we're going to view later on at a different date. But let's get started. First one here is Dragon's Fury. That was a pretty good game for the Sega Genesis. Actually, one of the best pinball games for the Sega Genesis. I liked the pinball games for Sega Genesis, kind of like a gory type pinball. You know what I mean? But at that time, in that time, they were great games, man. I really enjoyed this game, and I actually still play it today. I don't know how much these kind of games cost complete. You could probably get the loose cartridge pretty cheap, but with the case and all, it might be a little bit more. But it's by Tengen, and it's a pretty decent game. Another game by Activision is Pitfall. Picked these up. Actually, I picked a lot of these up on the cheap. See, a long time ago, guys. Like now, some of these games are worth a lot more, or you're going to pay more for them. But yeah, this is Pitfall for the Sega Genesis. Not a bad game. I think I paid a few dollars for it. Then we have Streets of Rage 3. Another great game. A lot of these games have went up in price, but you know, a lot of these Streets of Rage games are coming back out. You know, on the newer gen systems, you know what I mean, like 1, 2, and 3. You know what I mean? That's actually free now with games with gold. If you have gold for Xbox, you get Streets of Rage 1, 2, and 3, and it is free this month. Another one here that's free in that is Streets of Rage 2, complete in box. The artwork in this game was pretty awesome. It just was great stuff, man. They took their time with the art, and this is my favorite. This is my all-time favorite Streets of Rage game, and I believe it is my all-time favorite side-scrolling beat 'em up. It is. To me, it's better than Final Fight. In my opinion, it's way better. There's way better music. It uses 16 megs, which was the maximum power of the Sega Genesis. They did a great game. They did this game great. They should have made 3 that way. Another one we have here is also Dragon's Revenge. This is another Tengen game and another pinball game that was actually pretty good also. Graphics were pretty awesome. You know what I mean? It was a pretty cool game. I think I like the Dragon's Fury a little better, but this was pretty good too. And as you know, Genesis was also known for their shoot 'em ups. This is Task Force Harrier EX. Was a shoot 'em up. Not bad at all. I beat this game. It is pretty good. Top-down shooter. Not bad. A lot of people don't talk about this this fighting game. This is a cheesy fighting game, but it was called Fight Masters, and it's really cheesy. People hate this. It's made by Trico. People, like, I don't know, they thought it was too cheesy, but back in those days they were making all types of fighting games, all types, and this was not bad to me. You know, I don't know what your opinion would be on it, but it was these really different types of like alien monsters and stuff like that. I always used the Venus flytrap looking dude down there. If you see him, I thought he was one of the best on there. And it was pretty good. And I still actually play this game today. I pop it in. But you don't really hear much about that. And then we have the expensive game, Splatterhouse 2. It's another great game for the Sega Genesis. Very sought after game. Really good game, actually, and the one on the TurboGrafx was also good. And then we have Splatterhouse 3. I like the artwork in this. This was a great game. I beat this. Splatterhouse 3. Very sought after game. Has went up in price. Another one we have here is Frogger. Not bad. I got this for like $2. But you know, it's Hasbro. But you know, it's not bad. Not a bad game. Then we have, because everybody's so big on, you know, Spider-Man coming out, play this Spider-Man game. This is probably one of the best. Maximum Carnage, related to the Spider-Man family. This was a great game. And another thing that was good about this game is that it had a red cartridge for the Genesis version, and I think on the Super Nintendo, I'm not sure, but that it had a red cartridge to it, so not bad. Another one we have here is Tasmania Escape from Mars. Not a bad game. I got this on the cheap. If you're into the Tasmania series, there was a couple of these games made for the Sega Genesis. Not bad game at all. This is a game that's very hard and I never beat. Clack-a-lackin'. It's really hard, man. I can't even get through the game. You know what I mean? But a lot of people say how hard this game is, but it's not bad though. You know, you have to know your shit. It's hard. Then we got the classic Golden Axe. You all know this. This is also a collection that's on the Xbox. It's not a bad game. Love Golden Axe. Then there is Golden Axe 2. Now, I like Golden Axe 2. First, it had good music in it, and to me, my favorite Golden Axe is Golden Axe 2. Golden Axe 1 is good, but my favorite is Golden Axe 2. I really enjoyed this. Another game by Namco, Rolling Thunder 3 for the Sega Genesis. I picked this up on the cheap at a flea market. It's not bad. I did play a few boards of it, but never finished it. But I recommend picking that up if you like Rolling Thunder. It's not a bad game. And then we have Super Hang-On for Sega Genesis, an old classic game. And I believe you could play this in Shamu. I played this in Shamu on the Sega Genesis version where you go into the arcade. It's not a bad game. It's an old favorite. Then we got Terminator 2 for the Sega Genesis. Complete in box. Not bad. Some people didn't like the game, but it was different. You know, it's part of the Terminator games that have came out, and I picked it up on the cheap. Believe it or well, let me get. The thing about doing this, I can't get these games back in here. Jeez. Oh man. All right. Believe it or not, this game, this Family Feud game, it's not bad. You know what I mean? It is a game that you want to play with somebody. I picked this up for $1 in the box. So grab a friend, and if you get a Sega Genesis, play some Family Feud, man. Now another game here. This is Star Trek Deep Space Nine. It's different. You know, you have to do different missions, go on different stages of the ship, ask questions, but it's not a bad game to have on there. Another great shooter on the Genesis is called Troubleshooter. This is a great game, a sought-after game. It has went up in price. It's a very good side-scrolling shooter, man, with a little bit of anime in it. Anime graphic type, but it's a great game. Now my all-time favorites here is the Thunder Force series, so I'm going to show you Thunder Force 2 first. This is the best to me shoot 'em up on the Sega Genesis. Everybody likes that other game. I can't remember it right now, but the Thunder Force series was my favorite, and this is Thunder Force 2. This is a great game. It's a side-scrolling shooter, top-down, and parts were side-scrolling, which were pretty awesome back in the day. It's a great game. And The other one that came out after that was Thunder Force 3, which was all side-scrolling shoot 'em up. Great graphics, great game, and great music. Awesome game. And another one that came out, I'm going to just leave this down here. And another one that came out here is Lightning Force. This was after Thunder Force 3. This was another great game on the Sega Genesis that wasn't bad at all. I mean, this was a kick-ass game. If you like shoot 'em ups, pick these games up, guys, for your Sega Genesis. It was awesome. Both games were very, very awesome. And now we have Young Indiana Jones. It's not bad. I tried it out for a little bit. It's not a bad game. I picked it up for about $3 at a flea market. I try to pick up any Genesis games that I can find, you know, on the cheap, or if they're not too expensive. This is, I can't say his name, Chiquichaya, whatever, golf. That was $1. Not bad if you're into golf sporting games. And then we have Jam It. It says free CD music sampler inside. I didn't get that one, but yeah, this is called Jam It, and I guess it's their answer to, like, what's that game? I can't think of it right now. Everybody likes. I can't think of it right now, but it's like their answer to that basketball game, I guess. You know what I mean? But it's not bad. Now these other games down here, I'm not gonna take them all out. I'm just gonna show you some down here because of the other ones being on top. This game here is called Twin Cobras. That was a great shoot 'em up there. I don't want to take it all the way out. Then we have this game called Bob, Risk, Batman Forever, and we have Vector Man, Pac-Man World 2. We also have the Looney Tunes game, which was really, really good graphically. Cool Spot, like you know from 7-Up. Toe Jammer Earl, Funkatron, I think this is the one it is. Yeah. Panic on Funkatron, another pretty decent game. Riger X. A lot of people didn't like this game, you know what I mean? But man, games are not working with me today. But Riger X it wasn't a bad game. You know, it's a lot of mechanics in this game, but it's pretty good. This is another unusual fighting game. It was called Weapon Lord. This was a pretty decent game back in the day. Pretty brutal too, man, with blood and everything. It was pretty awesome back in the day. Then we have Altered Beasts, Road Rash 3, Cliffhanger, Outrun 2019, and then we have Mickey Mouse and Donald Duck, World of Illusion. Then we have the WrestleMania arcade game. Then we have WWF Super Wrestling Mania, a sought-after great game, Shinobi. And this is another great shooter called Biohazard. That was another great side-scrolling shooter on the Sega Genesis. And then we have a Wolverine game by Acclaim, Pack Attack, all three, Mortal Kombat 1 and 2, and 3 right there. One of my favorite fighting games, Eternal Champions, and then we have Road Blasters right here. I didn't want this video to go too long, but I just wanted to give you a little look at some of my Sega Genesis games that I have. I do have ones in the back. Probably, maybe later on during the weekend, I might do a video. Might actually just take them out and show you what's back there. But this is part 1 of my Sega Genesis collection. And I hope you guys enjoyed. Thank you for subscribing, guys. Please give some comments below what you think about the games that I have and show. And just be happy and have a great day. Alright? Xbox Addict for life. Peace.